Welcome back to another episode of Game Time, guys. It's Tyler. Today we got Jake. How you doing, Jake?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Ready to talk about some Dragon Ball Z?
I'm ready, dude. We've been talking about it forever. We have all the plans laid out, and here we are doing it.
Yeah.
We said we had it set up, so might as well do it.
Right.
So what do you want to talk about?
Well, I think we had a good topic. You came up with a discussion of whether or not Vegeta is actually, well, not more powerful, but has more potential than Goku.
Yes.
Now, I think in the show they do say that ultimately Goku does have more potential. But I think what we're saying is not overall power. Technically, Goku has shown in the past that he can get more powerful in relatively a shorter period of time. But I think that's due to transformation, and that's due to, like you said, S cells.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's the main catalyst for it. So let's just jump into it. What do you think?
So
Right off the bat, who do you think is stronger? Who do you think can be stronger?
well, my answer to those two questions are different.
Yeah.
Who do I think is stronger? Goku. Who do I think could be stronger? Vegeta.
Okay.
Are we on the same page there?
I think so. I think honestly, if Vegeta took the right steps, I think he could become way more powerful than Goku.
How, personally, I came to this conclusion. Let's take a look at when Goku and Vegeta both went Super Saiyan for the first time.
Right.
So, Goku.
Well, honestly, I kind of wanted to take a step back and look at just the history of Dragon Ball Z and where these guys started off at. So,
Okay.
obviously, when they started, Vegeta as a kid was like way weaker, well, way stronger than Goku was as a kid.
And Goku's power level as a baby was up 1
Yeah, like one
or 2, maybe.
Yeah, one, or I think it was one. And then when he got to about Vegeta's age, when he got to Vegeta's age in the Broly movie, which is 12 years old, which is the start of Dragon Ball, he was about like 10, I think. And then in his Zara form, that was only 100 by the end of the first arc in Dragon Ball, where they gathered all the Dragon Balls.
Which is still relatively amazingly strong compared to Earth standards.
Compared to Earth
Yeah.
standards, but that's honestly not. You would be surprised, not really, but they kind of dropped the ball in a sense. But a lot of people are like 8 or 10s. You know,
Yeah.
I think Mr. Satan was like extremely out there, above like 20.
Yeah, but this is a child we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. But also, if you look at this child, he can blow up mountains right now.
Yeah.
At 12 years old.
Yeah.
And
You
Mr.
couldn't?
Satan can't. Well, I mean, back then, yeah.
Yeah.
But my back is a little.
Yeah.
Tweaked it, blowing up a mountain. That's. But then if you get into the start of Dragon Ball Z,
Mhm.
Goku, I think at his max, and this is like with his Kamehameha wave at its max, I think was like at 900, which is really strong. Like
Yeah.
that's just beyond. That's probably planetary at that point. Probably. I'm gonna maybe lunar.
Yeah.
Like that's like moon level, I guess. Which, I mean, Vegeta at that point was literally, I mean, in filler episodes, was blowing up planets like it was nothing. He was just going there, taking over a planet, and blowing it up. So obviously, there's a giant gap in power there. And then I think this is where people start to get the assumption that Goku has more potential.
Mm.
So like at the start of Dragon Ball Z, when they finally defeated Raditz, he died, went to King Kai's planet, trained in 10 times gravity with King Kai, came back at 9,000, like a power level of 9,000, or well 8,000, and then the dub fucked it up. It was really
over 9,000.
8,000, but they said over 9,000. It was over 8,000, but really you can just chalk that up to, you know, if you wanted to make that canon, you could just chalk that up to maybe he was drawing in some power from the Kaioken boost, but I'm not going to get into that. But
Not today.
yeah, right, not today. But yeah, I think that really people get that confused and say, well, Vegeta, that's a really fast boost to get from like less than 1,000 to 8,000 or above, and then on top of that the Kaioken. But the Kaioken, we're not really looking at that right now. If you do, I mean, he's way above Vegeta, but if you look at Vegeta's Azara form, he's way above Goku.
The
So
reason I don't count Kaioken
right.
is because it cannot be sustained.
Right.
It is not.
Okay.
It is more of a power up.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, they couldn't sustain Super Saiyan 1 even.
Right.
But time in the hyperbolic time chamber, they can sustain it for however long they want now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Goku could sustain a Kaioken for forever like he can with the Super Saiyan. So I don't count that for a power up.
Right. The reason I wouldn't count it right now isn't because like they can't sustain it, because they can't really sustain Super Saiyan 2 as well as they can sustain 1.
Yeah.
It's not a form, that's a form that you use for maybe 10, 20 minutes at most, and then you power down from that. So it's still going to draw a lot of energy from you. And I mean, that's in the Buu Saga, you kind of see that fade away, you know. I mean, they get way more adapted to Super Saiyan 2, but I would say that even then it does take a lot out of them.
Oh, yeah.
And then going past that, Super Saiyan 3 is like a minute technique.
Yeah.
A minute transformation. You can't keep on using that. What do you think about the Namek Saga? We were basically talking about it to where, like, when Goku got the Namek, he was like 90,000, which is almost a 10 times boost.
Yeah.
It's 10 times gain, I guess, from Earth to Namek. So what do you think about that?
Do we know what Vegeta went up?
I think he was, when he started, I think once he got there, he was like 25,000. So he got a significant, I don't want to say significant Zenkai boost from that. That wasn't too significant.
Yeah.
Later on in the series, you'll see like crazy boost. So that's only a 7,000 boost in power. My thoughts on it is that he had like 6 days or something of, well, first off, he had to fight on Earth with Vegeta, which he got pretty much demolished. I'm not saying like in the fight it wasn't equal or that he didn't get a good amount of punches in, but he, at the end of it, literally tore himself apart from using Kaioken.
Yeah.
Which gave him, I think, a better Zenkai boost than Vegeta, and that's why he only got a flat like 7,000.
Yeah.
But then he even went further on with his training. So he got gravity chamber and started training with that, which boosted him even more. But I mean, still, Vegeta gets down to Namek. He fights Zarbon and the Ginyu Force, and he gets up to Zarbon, Dodora, Kui, and the Ginyu Force.
Yeah.
And he gets up to, I think after the Ginyu Force, he gets up to like Frieza level, first form Frieza level.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
In that short amount of time.
That short amount of time. So, I mean, if you compare a boost, if you compare Zenkai's just alone, yeah, later on Goku gets a huge Zenkai boost, which is out of left field, and he can fight with Frieza. But that alone, right there, proves to me that he didn't have the training from the gravity chamber, and it's clear to me that Goku was his body hadn't given him a good Zenkai boost from that training, and he hadn't really I don't know what the word is for it, but the gravity chamber did not fully take effect until after the fight with the Ginyu Force was done. I think, in my opinion.
I mean, that makes complete sense to me.
Yeah.
Would you really relate the Zenkai boost to potential, though?
I would. I honestly, because after the Cell Saga, well, actually during the Cell Saga, it was kind of like the Android and Cell Saga. It was kind of like Zenkai boost didn't really exist. You didn't see anybody like relying on a Zenkai boost. When Trunks was blasted in the chest, nobody turned around and said, "Oh wow, he's going to get a huge Zenkai boost." and he's gonna come back better than ever. Even Cell went from perfect Cell to super perfect Cell. It's a huge leap. Don't get me wrong, but in terms of Zenkai boost, it really wasn't. It like Vegeta, he only added uh, maybe I think it was like 30% of power from his own, 30% of his own power on top of that. So on top of his full power. So that's if you're already creaming somebody in a fight, or you're close to creaming somebody in a fight, that's going to set you over the edge.
Oh, absolutely.
So Zenkai Boost started to fade away, which meant to me that their potentials were almost reached. And I think the Boo Saga that's when you got these limit breaking points. Like they finally figured out how to break through their limits, and that's what the Cell Saga was about, breaking through the Super Saiyan form.
Has Vegeta had his hidden potential unlocked?
No, not once. Goku has when he was a kid, but it was just it's miracle water or something like that.
Yeah.
And it only gave him like 2.5 times amp.
Yeah.
Which it's relative, but in Dragon Ball Z logic, the Super Saiyan form, the first Super Saiyan form, is like a 50 times multiplier.
Yeah.
So
relatively, it's
nothing, and that's what I'm saying about Cell too. Like even if he got like a 50% increase in power going from perfect Cell to super perfect Cell, it's honestly just like, okay. I mean, if I go Super Saiyan 3, that's a 400 times boost to my base.
Yeah.
A 4 times boost to Super Saiyan 2. So, yeah.
See, I would even add that more to the argument that Vegeta has more potential, because he hasn't even had his hidden potential unlocked yet.
Yeah.
And he's still able to keep up with Goku.
Right. But that was, I would totally agree with you. But if that was later on in the show, like let's say he went to Namek and he drank the water, and then he got like a 2.5 times boost from 90 to from 90,000 on Namek to 180,000 on Namek after it got a Zenkai boost, or not a Zenkai boost, but just like his potential unlocked.
Yeah.
Then I would totally say, yeah, his own Zenkai boost gave him plenty more power than that. So, I'm not saying that Vegeta's Zenkai boost is comparable to Goku's Zenkai boost when he, after he fights the Ginyu Force, and Vegeta, Ginyu took his body, whatever, and then he fought Vegeta. Spoilers. Yeah.
Don't get ahead.
And then he goes to fight Frieza, and he's able to fight him in his final form, and then he still gets his ass kicked. But then once he turns Super Saiyan, he's able to beat Frieza.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
not saying those two are comparable, because obviously Goku had a way bigger Zenkai boost. I'm just saying that was, I think, mostly due to the gravity training, the stored in raw potential that he got from that. But Vegeta just literally just raw dogged it and got a huge Zenkai boost.
Well, and now we're at the point where Goku goes Super Saiyan for the first time.
Yeah.
And his reasoning is because all his friends are dead.
Right.
Frieza killed his friends.
Right.
And he has the vast amount of S cells in his body.
Right.
That allowed him to go Super Saiyan easier than any Super Saiyan before him.
Right, yeah. This is, I mean, Bardock, he was faced with a similar situation that that Goku was, and he didn't go Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
So obviously he has way more S cells, which is, it's basically, it's not, S cells, in my opinion, is not potential. It's more transfer. It's kind of like transformation potential and actual base potential.
Kinetic versus potential energy.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Kinetic would be transformation, because you're.
Yeah, kinetic is using
then,
the energy. The potential is
right there. Yeah.
It's
raw.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but I mean, As you go on, I mean, Goku doesn't have as many SLs as Gohan, Goten, Trunks. He just doesn't
which is
have
why they can
anywhere.
get Super Saiyan a lot easier.
Easy as can be.
But
Well, not Gohan. Gohan is like he has a little bit of a hard time, but
yeah,
his raw potential is just so much. Anyways, he doesn't really need that, or at least. I mean, it would have helped him a lot if he would have just done it against Frieza. He would have been a lot stronger, but, you know.
But we know for a fact that Vegeta has very few, if any, SLs.
Right. SLs, like I was going to say, is basically like when you're a pure-hearted Saiyan, I guess, is, you live in times of peace. And this is kind of what I was telling you. I think that if you were to kind of merge the two Saiyans, Goku and Vegeta's training styles together. Goku's a really lackadaisy trainer. He trains here and there, and then he rests. And then you have Vegeta on the opposite spectrum. He goes as hard as he can until he pretty much passes out in the middle of his training.
Yeah.
If you were to combine those trainings, you would get, in my opinion, you would have Goku reaching Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3 faster, but in their base forms, Vegeta would be a lot stronger. And that's really what we're saying here is, and if Vegeta had more SLs, and if this was a time of peace, he would probably get more SLs. He'd be able to match Goku eventually, catching up to him, and every time he matches Goku in a transformation, he'd be a lot stronger than Goku.
I feel like he has more now, because he now has a family that he cares about.
Oh, yeah. It's even shown in the show. I mean, you have Super Saiyan 3 Goku. This is 3, okay? Fighting Beerus in Battle of Gods. Alright? He couldn't touch Beerus. Not even a little bit.
No.
And then you have Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. I mean, as soon as he gets a little angry, he gets a little boost. And that's like, to me, that's his potential being a little bit further unlocked. He stomps, doesn't stomp Beerus, obviously.
Yeah, Beerus is using, 1% of his power?
Yeah, like less than that, probably.
But still, it's comparable.
Comparable. That's like, well, compared to Goku, he did a lot more. And even Roshi said, I think he's more powerful than Goku. Yeah, than Goku. And, I mean, but you can't really take Roshi, for 100% fact. I mean, Roshi has been irrelevant for, years now until he fought Jiren and was able to dodge one punch.
But when Vegeta went Super Saiyan for the first time, it was, I forget how long he was in the increased gravity. I think it was like 400, 450, somewhere around there.
Yeah, well, we're not going to say exactly what he was at. We don't remember. But
increased gravity.
It was increased gravity training in the middle of space. I think he was on a meteor, which don't tell me how he breathed. I don't know. Well, don't ask me how he breathed. I don't know. Fuck it. That's pretty much what he said. His life was completely in danger, and
he was going to die.
Yeah, he had to do it.
And if you listen to the monologue, all he's talking about is,
I've got to be stronger than Goku.
Got to be stronger than Goku.
Right.
And the point in which he turns Super Saiyan is when he finally says, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I don't care if I beat Goku. I don't care if I get Super Saiyan. When he was about to die.
Yeah.
That's when he went Super Saiyan.
Right.
That's not pure heart.
No.
That's just not giving a fuck.
That's just not keeping Really?
Yeah.
No.
And at
Heard it
that
first, folks. You can either really give a fuck or you can really not give a fuck. And you'll be Super Saiyan.
And that's why I think that he has a higher potential. Is because he doesn't have the S cells to do it easily.
Mm-hmm.
And you get later on, Trunks, Goten, and even Gohan gets it a little bit easier than Vegeta and even Goku did.
Right.
But at that point, those were the only two.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I really do not know how that motherfucker turned Super Saiyan. Because
out of pure spite.
I mean, now it's kind of easier to explain.
Yeah.
Because in Super, they kind of dropped the ball and said, oh, well, if you tingle your back, you'll turn Super Saiyan.
I don't even want that to be canon.
I don't want that to be canon either. I want Toriyama to be like, oh, no, I didn't write that in. I don't know who the fuck did that.
That only applies on this universe.
Yeah, exactly. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they would know that universe's logic, but that would be cool. I would accept it. I'd be like, they used Dragon Balls before the show.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll move on.
You're right.
Yeah.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
It didn't happen, sure.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But
kind of like the Tails.
Yeah. That. But yeah. I don't know how he did that. They kind of like I was saying. They were kind of hinting at the fact that there's other ways to do that, but. What I was saying to you afterwards, after he became a Super Saiyan, and after he, and I don't think that scene's in the manga. I think that's just the anime only. So just for you guys out there saying, "Oh, well, that's not canon," okay, let's
anime canon.
Okay, he did call it Super Saiyan. I don't know how he did it. Okay, yeah. He might not have been on an asteroid. Cool. But when he got back and he fought the androids, to me. And this is just my opinion. I think he was stronger than Goku at the time. Now, of course, Goku was having a heart attack, so we really don't know how strong he really was. But to me, I feel like he was way stronger, way stronger by maybe 5 to 10%.
Yeah.
Stronger than
Still
Goku
strong.
Was. That's stronger. You get in an arm wrestling match with somebody who's 5 to 10% stronger than you, you're probably going to lose.
And that's the big thing that I was trying to, when I was first telling you about it, was tell you that I think Goku, given arbitrary number, the power level is X.
Yeah.
Goku will get there first, 100% of the time. I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think that's
because it's easier for him?
Do you think that's just because of his training methods, or do you think because that would be potential? That would mean that it would take Vegeta longer to get there because of the barriers he'd have to break to get to that.
I don't see that as potential, because you can have potential up to 100 billion, but it's the path to get there.
Yeah.
If Vegeta's final potential, whatever that would be, it's 100 billion, and Goku's was 999 million, whatever.
Yeah.
Goku would get to that first. And it'd be at his end game.
Right.
And it would take Vegeta a lot longer to get there.
I see what you're saying.
But he would then surpass
I thought you were saying they're both at X, and you think that Goku's going to... I was like, well, I mean, if that's what you're saying, I think that's just because Vegeta has to break through the barriers. But no, I get what you're saying. So if they were both at 10, they're maxed out as 10. Well, no, if Goku's is 10 and Vegeta's is 11, Goku's going to get to 10, and then Vegeta will get to 11 maybe a week or a month or even a year later.
Because it's a lot harder for him to take those steps to get there.
Right.
But I think that he can get further because he just has the pure, I'm going to do it, or I'm going to die trying.
Right.
And I think that's the big point I was trying to drive home, is that he's able to suppress Goku, but their powers are, it's not limitless, but it's so far out there.
Now, we were mainly talking about Z.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, let's just mention this. In Super, he broke past Goku's limit again in the Tournament of Power when he transformed into Dragon Ball Z Evolution. No, that's a terrible movie. Don't watch it. Or do
watch it for us.
I don't care. Or sponsor us, movie. Yeah. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but do it. But
after we just called you terrible.
Yeah, you're terrible, but we love you. No, we don't. But we will take the money.
Terrible money.
Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Now that surpassed Goku to a point in the sense that that was a natural transformation. It didn't hurt him to do that transformation. It only exhausted his energy, not his stamina, his health, and everything else, and energy on top of that. Goku used Kaioken times 10 to match Vegeta. So in my opinion, that shows you that Vegeta's potential got him there. Goku had to push past his potential by using a harmful technique that hurt his
Which
body.
We both agree
Goku
doesn't really count, Kaioken.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does count in the sense like now it does. Back then it didn't really count because it was like a quick on and off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where, like I was saying, it's kind of negated by the fact that Vegeta still had his tail and could go Zara.
Yeah.
So his power level was still way larger than Goku's was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean it's a touchy subject. I would count it just in the sense that it is a transformation. So might as well count it. But Vegeta can still learn the Kaioken, if that makes sense. So like, if he wanted to, he could go to King Kai's planet, get Kaioken, and then he would be, at that point in time, like at the start of the series, it'd be way stronger than Goku. And you might be able to sustain it even better than Goku.
Now, something I was thinking about, and I really don't know the answer to this, but for the Spirit Bomb, it has to be pure of heart.
Yeah.
Goku can't use it when he's transformed, can he? Because you're not pure when you're Super Saiyan, because his total demeanor changes.
Yeah. I'd say he can. Well, actually, I know he can because he used it against Boo in his Super Saiyan form. So, like, he was holding it in his Super Saiyan form, and he told his son, like, here's a Spirit Bomb. Only pure-hearted Saiyans can use it, so you'll be able to bounce it back at Vegeta. So even not forming it, just controlling it, you have to be pure of heart. So that means, like, when he was fighting Boo and he turned Super Saiyan, he was pure of heart. I can totally understand that. Like, his first time turning Super Saiyan, he had too many emotions that he wouldn't be able to form. Like, if you said, what would happen if he tried to form the Spirit Bomb? I totally understand if somebody said, well, he wouldn't be able to form the Super Bomb.
But he learned to control.
Yeah, after a while, it's more like what they said in Super. It's a tingling in the fucking back, I guess. Yeah. What are they feeling? Their fucking tails back there? But,
so, I'm still hard set that Vegeta has a higher potential.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. I think,
but I think it has to be perfect circumstances for them to ever reach it.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what we was saying. I think I don't know his exact words, but he told Vegeta basically he's always going to be one step behind Goku, and that's kind of what I was saying is Vegeta doesn't want to take that 5-minute rest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want to wait for anything. Goku is totally lackadaisy, and I think that yes, if they were to combine their minds, it'd be the perfect warrior. But it's not an equal split of who's going to get stronger. You know what I mean? So, like, these two attributes, they both make, like, together, they both make a strong individual, the most powerful individual. And that's why Gogeta and Vegeta are, like, extremely powerful. They're more powerful than a normal fusion just because of how different they are. But separately, these attributes go more in hand with the guy who's going to take the time to rest. Because if you think about it, a bodybuilder who goes in for, like, say, a 10-hour workout, he's probably not going to get that many gains.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd have to consume so much. You'd have to do so much just to maintain that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to you wouldn't be able to lift up a freaking pencil after that.
Yeah.
And then go back in the next day. You know Vegeta doesn't take the weekends off. No. So to go back in the next day, yeah, you're going to struggle. So I don't think that Whis was saying, like, oh, hey, you don't have as much potential as Goku. I think he was saying, take it easy, dude. You got, like, is it the Widow's Peak, dude? Like, is that what's pissing you off? Like, just take it easy. But no, I think we both came. I hope this was informational to you guys. But and I hope that you guys don't, like, immediately say, oh, well, you guys are wrong because Goku is power level over 9,000 and nobody's that level. So, no, I hope you guys don't take this the wrong way.
We realize that. We realize that Goku has a higher level.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
But
at
overall, the end,
especially with Ultra Instinct, I mean, Vegeta doesn't really stand a chance against Ultra Instinct. And that's not even due to power level. That's because that was when he literally broke his level. Like, he broke the scale that was holding him back. Vegeta has done that with his Dragon Ball his Super Saiyan Blue evolution. Yes, he has done something like that, but it's not to the same scale. He would need a spirit bomb to his power, directly smacking against his power to break that scale.
But that's not saying that he can never.
That's not saying
surpass that.
No, he just like with the Super Saiyan evolution, he can keep on going past it and past it and past it. But this is like he's taking these steps, and Goku went to this step already. You know what I mean, with his Ultra Instinct.
Yeah.
So he could catch up to it, but even if he did, Goku's skill and technique, he'd be able to dodge it. And Roshi was able to dodge Jiren.
Yeah.
From just using the hint of Ultra Instinct, knowing, like not putting your mind into a fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was able to dodge Jiren. Fucking don't know how Grandpa did that. But
Instinct.
Instinct, yeah. That's what he said. I think it's called bullshit.
I think it's called filler.
I think Jiren was just like, yeah.
I don't hit old man.
Oh no, I missed. Whoa, he moves so fast.
Wow.
No, but I hope this was helpful to you guys. Anything to add on that?
Yeah, I mean, if you agree with us, let us know. If you disagree with us, let us know why. We're always open to changing our mind. We're always trying to figure out what's going to happen next. I'm really excited to see the next series.
Yeah, and I think I am so excited for Mara. If you don't know, that was a spoiler. Don't look it up. Just
You'll
stay.
be disappointed.
No, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hoping that we don't have to go through the Brawley movie in order to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I hope the show doesn't cover the Brawley movie.
Well, the manga
just jumps right in. It didn't, but you never know. I mean, they could just want money. So
rehash the same movie in the.
That would suck. I mean, I honestly
they've done it in Battle of Gods.
Battle of Gods and
Resurrection F.
I think they did a Resurrection F.
I think it was a lot shorter.
Yeah, it was a lot shorter, and they switched it up here and there. Like they added Captain Ginyu in there, which is cool, but I don't really want Captain Ginyu in the Brawley movie. I don't want these add-ons that.
It's like, you're irrelevant now.
Oh, whoa, wait! You have to switch bodies to be relevant again?
What if he switches body with Broly though?
He'd be fucking irrelevant because he lost his power against Goku. Well, in Goku's body, he lost Goku's power. Broly's.
He got out of the Toad.
It was
How
a
did he
whole
find
thing.
his body?
I don't know.
We'll get into that.
We'll
get into that in that episode.
No. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time on.
What is it?
On. This is where you cut.
Yeah, follow us on this.